Hi, and welcome to BremSter Puzzles, a channel where I try and showcase the fun that can be had in the world of variant Sudoku. And today we're returning to Sudoku U, which is a Sudoku University, because these are puzzles created by the students of FullDeck and Missing a Few Cards' Puzzles and Paradoxes class. And this is Tiger Tetrad by Qualter. Yeah, the grid speaks for itself, almost with words. So this is a puzzle that uses the Renban and the Quadruples constraints. So I'm going to be interested in trying this one because Renban, I think, is still probably the most elegant constraint out there, and Quadruples is one of my favorites. So we're going to be, I'm looking forward to this. What do I want to call out? Not much really. Let's just get straight into the puzzle. So we've got normal Sudoku rules apply. So in every box, in every row, and in every column, the digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. The Renban line constraint. So digits on a Renban line must form a set of non-repeating consecutive digits in any order. So for example, there's no short lines here, but on this 5-length line, you could do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You could do 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You could do 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They're the only possibilities. Now, they could be in any order. You could go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That would be fine, but they have to be, if you took the digits off the line and sort them, they would be a run of digits. You couldn't do 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, because if you took those digits off and sorted them, they're not a run of digits. That's how Renban lines can work. And then quadruples. Digits in a quadruple circle must be placed at least once in the 4 cells touching that circle. So for example, we know these 4 cells contain 6, 7, 8, 9. These 4 cells contain 1, 2, 7, 8. All of these quadruple cells have 4 digits in them, so it's telling us exactly what is in the 4 cells around those quadruple circles. Interesting. I'm going to restart the puzzle to restart my timer. Let's give this a shot. So we know these are 6, 7, 8, 9. So we know these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is the proof that we were having before. Now we know these are 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, if we were to put a 1 on this line, we would have a problem now, because if we put a 1 on this line would have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, but then that would have no fill. So we cannot put a 1 on this line, because if we put a 1 on the line, this is 1 through 7, and we couldn't fill that cell at all. So the 1 is off the line, and now the line has to have 2, 3, and 4 on it, and can't have a 1. So it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and that is a 9. And that is absolutely forced by the fact that a 1 on the line would force 2, 3, and 4 to be on the line, but we couldn't then fill that cell. So all of that becomes forced. Around this quadruple now, the 9 means we can't put 9 in any of those cells because they're in the same box, or that one because it's in the same column. That becomes a 9. Which means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is a 7-cell long line. So it's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They're the digits on the line. So there's no 1 or 2 on this line. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, there's no 1 or 2 on this line, which means here we can't put the 1 or the 2 here, or it would break this quadruple. This is 1, 2. This is 4, 7. This can't be a 7 or a 2. Because if it was a 7, the 7 would repeat on the line. If it was a 2, we know there's no 2 on the line. So this is 3 or 8. We know there is a 2 in here, so we know there's a 2 up here. This Renban line is actually pointless to the grid because this Renban line is a 9-cell long line all within one box. So it's basically telling us that the digits 1 through 9 is here. This is just there for cosmetics. So I'm ignoring that one at the moment. 1 around this quadruple is in one of those 2 cells. But if I was, oh no, we could go 1, 2 there. Not sure how to use that. I know 1 is down here now because actually I could jump all over the place. I'm trying to find something more concrete. 4. Where is 4 around this quadruple? 4 is up here, so I can't put 4 in either of those 2 cells. That's the 4, and this is 6, 7. So these, they're not 1, 2, 3, 4. They're 5. They're not 6, 7. These are 5 and 8. And that's this line basically done. That can't be an 8. If this was an 8, these 2 quadruples would be broken. And there's a couple of ways of looking at this. We know in each row of the Sudoku, we're putting the digits 1 to 9 once each. So in row 1, there's 1, 8, and in row 2, there's 1, 8. But around this quadruple, which is in row 1 and 2, there's 1, 8. And around this quadruple in row 1 and 2, there's 1, 8. So we've already got the 2 8s as well as the 2 7s that have to be in row 1 and 2 in those cells. So we can never put an 8 in any of these cells without breaking those quadruples. The other way of looking at it is if this was an 8, around this quadruple, 8 would have to be here, and around this quadruple, 8 would have to be here, and that would break row 2 because we've just put 2 8s in it. It's better to look at it from the perspective of both 8s are already taken in row 1 and 2 because that logic will push back in more situations, but that means that this has to be the 5 and this has to be the 8. The 5 looks down saying around this quadruple, 5 is in one of those two. The 9 here is saying 9 is up here. The 1 here is saying 1 is in one of those two. There is a weird geometry thing going on here. 9 is off this line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is an 8 cell length line. So it's either 1 through 8 or 2 through 9. Not sure how to... Oh, one thing I can do is I can say 7 is in one of those. Oh, this is a 1-7 pair. Because 1 and 7 have to be around this quadruple, but I can't put 1 or 7 here because in this box, the 1 and the 7 are around that quadruple. So this is 1-7 and this is 4-8. And if this is 4-8, the 8 is looking up saying around this quadruple, 8 is in one of those two. But 4 and 8 must be on this line. I could have been looking at these lines from the perspective of what digits are forced onto them, but I'm trying to use the quadruples because I think they'll help me more. But I now know that 5, 6, and 7 must be on this line to connect them up. The 7 on this line can only go there, and there must be a 7 on this line because in order for me to put a 7 on this line, I can't put 7 here because 7 must be here. I can't put 7 here because 7 is over here. This is 4, 8. So where can I put the 7 on this line to connect the 4 and the 8? It must be there. So this becomes 7 and 1, which means 7 is in one of those two. 7 is down here, but that's not... No. Now 7 is in one of those three, but I can use these two quadruples with both 7s in them to knock 7 out of those two cells, making that the 7. It's the same logic as I did with the 8 and the 7 up here, specifically the 8 to knock 8 out of that cell. I can do with 7s in these columns. Neither of those could be 7. But I need a 7 on this line, and the only place it can go now is there. So these are 1, 2, and 9, and that one can't be a 1. So 1 is in one of those two, which means that can't be a 1, and that's a 1. These are 4, 5, and 6. Now, this line needs to have 4, 5, and 6 on it. That digit there must be on this line, because all of the digits 4, 5, and 6 must be on this line. Now, the first thing I'm going to do actually is say that this can't be a 1 because the lines do not have any repeats. So that's not the 1 and that's the 1. But this digit, because all of the digits between 1 and 7 must be on the line. In fact, this line is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This line is 1 through 8. So that's not a 9. That's the 2, that's the 9. But this digit must go here because it must be on the line and it can't be in any of the cells in the same box. So this is 4, 5, 6. So we've got 1, 2. These have to be 3. We've got 4, 5, 6. We've got 7. So this is a 3, 8 pair. The 3, 8 pair is looking over making that the 4 and that the 8, which means this isn't the 4. So this isn't the 4 because these are the same digit. I'll mark them in yellow. 4 is in one of those two. Oh, I had 5 in one of those two. Yeah, because this 5 is now looking down, making both of those 6. So this is a 4, 5 pair. And the 4, 5 is looking up saying that's not the 4. So this is a pair. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, 2. This is a 2, 9. And that's fully resolved by either of those. So this is 2 and this is 9. So we know what these two digits are. 5, 6. And that digit also must go on this line because everything between 4 and 8 must be on this line. So that digit must go on this line somewhere, but it can't repeat in its box. So those are the same digit. This is a 5 or a 6, and therefore, because of that 6, both of those are 5, and that's the 6. There you go. That's a thing. Now, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So these could go either way at this point. But I know what that is. That's a 3. The 5 here makes that the 4 and that the 5. These two digits are 3 and 4. And I can't repeat they're 3 and 4 for the row, but I can't repeat 4 on the line. That's the 3, that's the 4. These digits here are 2, 8, and 9. Now this can't be an 8 because that would repeat the 8 on the line. Actually, neither of these can be 8 because we've got the same issue with quadruples. 8 is in one of those two, 8 is in one of those two. So where's 8 in this column? It has to be there. And this is 2 or 9. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Either of those work. At least they do from what I can tell. So this Renban will resolve either way. Okay. 7 is in one of those two because the 4, 7 looking up says 7 can't be in any of those. Okay. So I need something else that's clever to do. 2 is off this Renban. 2 is in one of those cells, so I can't put 2 in any of those, and 2 is in one of those cells, so I can't put 2 there. So this line now has to be 3. Oh, we already knew this line was 3 through 9. Okay, that didn't help me at all. 6 is in one of those two, because 6 is looking up, knocking it off this quadruple in any other cell. This 2 is looking up, knocking 2 out of those. So that's a 3, 4 pair, and that's a 2. So this is a triple. 1, we've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we've got 7, 8, 9, but we know 1 and 2 are not on this line. So there's no 1 there. That's the 1. This is the 5, 6. And because this is 3 through 9, we've got 4, 5, 6, 7, and 9. This has to be a 3 or an 8. And those are different. So okay, let's do this. The 6 is looking at making that the 7 and that the 6. The 7 here is putting 7 in one of those two. And now we've got the same thing. I could have used this earlier. 7 has to be in one of those two because the 7's on these quadruples lining up. 2 is where's 2? This has been here since the beginning. 2 can't go in any of those 3 cells because 2 is around the quadruple. 2 can't go in any of those 3 cells because 2 is around the quadruple. The other way of saying it is 2 couldn't be in any of these because of the 2's looking over from the 2 quadruples. 2 is up here, but I can't put 2 around this quadruple because this is 1, 6, 7, 8. That's been a 2 from the very beginning. In fact, these digits are quite restricted, but I don't like... I mean, some puzzles you need to do that, but... So this can't be 6 or 7. So it's 1 or 8. This E might be doing a bit of work because this E is either 1 through... If this is a 1, the rest, this would be a 2 and these would be 7, 8. I don't know. 2 is down here. One, 2, 4, 7 is locked in. 7 is in one of these two. So this is 2, 3, or 8. Oh, there's a 3, 8 pair. That's the 2. So this is the 1 and this is the 2. So 1 is in one of those two. Maybe I couldn't have locked that in earlier. No, I had that one ages ago. I could have locked that in earlier. Okay. This one I think is going to do a lot if I can figure out the trick. but it's also possible it's just digits that need to be placed into those, because these are 3, 7, and 8. We know 7 is up here. Is it these? 3 is in one of those two. I think I do have to look at this. If these are 1, 2, these are 7, 8. And then those would be 7, 8. And I'm not seeing a problem with that. If 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I could put 2, 7 here. So it's not quite as easy. So if this is a 1, this is a 2, because 1 can't reach 7 on this Renban. If this is a 1, this is a 2. I could also make this a 2 and this a 7, because 2 and 7 could connect if these are 3, 4, 5, 6. The other possibility is these are 7 and 8 in either order, and then these would be 1, 2. And I don't see why that would break either. So I get the feeling there's something else that I'm missing, and it's probably just a simple scanning thing. Where's that digit in this box? I know 8 is in one of those 3, because I can't put 8 or 3 there, because these are 2 different digits. I think I'm just having a scanning fail again. If these are 1, 2, these are 7, 8, 9. These are 7, 8, these are 7, 8. If these are 2, 7, these are 1, 8, 9. And if these are 7, 8, actually there's a bit of freedom there. I could put 1, 2, 9. These would be 1, 2, and this could be 3 or 9. Oh, this 9 is looking up, saying that's not the 9. That's the 9, so that's the 7, and this is a 6, 8 pair. Well, that's been there a while. So these are a known pair. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. These are 2 and 5, and the 2 makes that the 5 and that the 2. Okay, so 5 is now in one of those 2. This line must have 4, 5, and 6 on it. I think that's part of the trick. 6 is in one of those 2, because if it starts with 1, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And if it starts at 9 and goes down, it's 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. 4, 5, and 6 must be on this line. And they're not in either of those. So they're in those, and 6 can't be here. But I don't know about 4 and 5. I knew 4, 5, and 6 are basically forcing that by Sudoku. I'm a little bit confused again. 6 is in here. What are these two? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are 3 and 6, and the 6 makes that the 3 and that the 6. So these are a known triple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These are 3, 8, 9. Actually, that's potentially going to help a lot. These are 1, 4, and 5. There's no 1 there, there's no 5 there. 3, 8, 9, and those are different digits, so that has to be the 9. Because if that was a 3, both of those would be 8, and I'd be repeating on the line. If both of those are 8, both of those would be 3. So that's the 9. Those are the same digit. And therefore, right, here's a trick. Those are the same digit because this 3-8 has to appear in this box somewhere and it can't repeat on the line. So that digit has to appear up here in this box. But this is a 2, so it needs to be in one of those two cells, and these can only be 1, 6, 7, or 8. So if these were 3, I'd have to put a 3 around this quadruple, and I can't do it. So those are 8, that's 3, and now there's an 8 in one of those two, meaning that's the 1. And in fact, I had a reason, I'm not sure, but which means that's not the 1. This is 6, 7, 8. And there's no 8 there. And there's no 6 there. I think that's as far as I take that, but that's a really nice deduction. I like that one. There's no 8 in either of those. That's a 3, 7. The 8 looks down, making that the 3 and that the 8. That's a cool deduction. So I've got to be able to take this further. Nine. I'm missing something really obvious. Yeah. 1. There's 1 has to be up here. This one is putting 1 up here on this quadruple. So that's the 4, that's the 5, that's the 1. This is now a triple. 4, 5, 9. The 4, 5 is looking up, making that the 9. This is the 4, 5 on the line. Okay, so I know what these are, because they're not 1, 2. These are 3 and 6, because they're not 1, 2. They could be 3. They can't be 4, 5. They could be 6. They can't be 7, 8. And they can't be 9. This is a 3, 6 pair. Oh, the 4 looks back, making that the 3 and that the 4. The 3 looks across, making that the 6 and that the 3. The 6 looks back, making that the 8 and that the 6. The 8 turns around and says, this isn't an 8. Well, actually, I know what these pairs are. This is a 1, 7 pair. And this is a 2, 8 pair. Great. The 1 is looking up, making that the 7 and that the 1. 7 can go with either 2 or 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this line actually isn't resolved by the Renban. The same as this one isn't resolved by the Renban. But the 7 looks down, making that the 8, which turns around and says, and the 8 looks up, making that the 2 and that the 8. The 2 looks down, making that the 9 and that the 2. That's really cool. I like that. 1, 2, this is a 3. So this is now down to a triple. But first I'm going to use the 3 to make that the 7 and that the 3. The 7 looks back, making that the 4 and that the 7. So this triple is 4, 5, 9. There's no 9 there, but there's no 4 in either of those. So that's the 5, that's the 9, that's the 4. The 5 looks back, making that the 6 and that the 5. The 6, 7 is resolved by the 7 in the middle. That's the 6, that the 7. The 5 looks up, making that the 4 and that the 5. And that's the solution to the puzzle. I really liked that one. I felt it was going to be easier than it was. And I thought the geometry, I really like that cell. I thought that cell was really cool. And I was a bit blind to the quadruple geometry. I think I need to go back and solve more quadruple puzzles, or possibly set some more quadruple puzzles. That was a lot of fun. I liked that one. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you're enjoying this set of Sudoku U. Only a couple more to go, but these are supposed to be fun. I do want to warn people, I may need to take a break on the channel sometime soon. I might try and double load some World Puzzle Federation puzzles that I recorded months ago, maybe with some Sudoku tudes or something, but I may need to take a break. I may be going away for a week, and I may not have time to record too much in advance. So, or at least the mental brain power to do it. So we'll see how we go. I will not go completely dry, but you may just be getting World Puzzle Federation for a week or so. We'll see how it all goes. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you're enjoying the puzzles. And as always, good luck with your solving.